Hey, what's up folks? How's it going? This is Waj. Hope you guys are all doing well. And in this video, we're going to be doing a full review for the R9 380X from Asus. We have the Strix version of this graphics card. We're going to be taking a look at the gaming performance, some of the capabilities of the card, and we're also going to be doing a direct comparison between this card versus just the plain vanilla 380. So basically, if you're kind of interested in seeing what the performance differences between this X version and the non-X version of the same graphics card, stay tuned and let's find out. So first we're going to take a look at the essential specification differences between the R9 380X versus the non-X version. We're specifically comparing the MSI version of the R9 380. So in terms of stream processors, you get quite a few more stream processors with the X version, about 2048 versus 1792 on the standard version. Additionally, you do get a little bit more texture units as well, 128 versus 112. Furthermore, in terms of clock speed, there isn't a whole lot difference, and you can probably overclock any 380 to match the standard performance of what you get with the 380X, but there is a little bit more overclocking headroom with the X version. We can get up to 1050 on the standard factory overclock versus 1000 megahertz. And in terms of memory specifications, there isn't really any difference between the two. Both cards come with 4 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory. Additionally, they're both around the same clock speed in terms of the memory clock frequency, and they both have a 256-bit memory bus. Lastly, when it comes to price, typically you're paying anywhere between $30 to $50 extra for the R9 380X versus the non-X version, which is definitely not bad, but let's actually see what the critical difference is between the two in terms of actual performance. The first thing that we're going to take a look at is the overall temperature readouts of the coolers. Basically, we're testing out how cool and efficient the graphics cards run both on idle and on load. And here, taking the results over here, there's really no difference in terms of the idle temperatures, but once we load up the GPUs using FURMARK at 100%, you're getting not really a big difference in terms of the temperatures. 68 degrees maximum on the 380X versus 67 degrees on the standard card. Now, kind of the same trend goes for the power consumption of both these two cards. They're both very power efficient relative to their performance. We're simply measuring the entire system power consumption straight out of the wall, and at idle, they're both around 70 watts with a maximum deviation of plus or minus 1 watt. And once we load up both GPUs using FURMARK on the 380X side, the system topped around 289 watts versus 283 watts on the standard 380. So not a huge difference in terms of power consumption and overall thermal dynamics between the two. Now, before I show you the benchmark results of the 380X, just take a look at the system configuration that we have over here. So both cards were tested on this specific gaming rig. It's based around a Core i5 6600K processor and is using a Gigabyte Z17O motherboard. And if you want more detailed information about the entire system and all of the components, check out the description down below. Now let's finally get into our gaming performance results on the R9 380X from Asus. We're going to be taking a look at a couple of different games at two different resolutions. One is Full HD and the other is Quad HD. And most of the texture details will be set to the maximum setting on most of these games. So let's get right into it and see how the R9 380X does. But really, other than that, guys, that's really it. If you're interested to see how the R9 390X compares against the NVIDIA counterpart, specifically the GTX 960 from Gigabyte, we have a comparison up on the channel. And also, if you check in the description down below, you'll find that video as well as the detailed information about everything we talked about in this video. If you like this video, it helped you out anyway, give us a thumbs up. That helps us out tremendously. And thank you again for watching. We'll see you later. Take care.